I guess let's start. Let's start the webinar. It's being recorded anyway, so anyone who misses the call can watch it afterwards. Well, first of all, my name is Edgar. I'm a customer success manager here at Zeekeo, and today we're here to discuss outreach strategies. Primarily, um, give me 1 second. Sorry, let me share my screen. Primarily, we're here to discuss the difference between, let's call it simple and personalized outreach, and to understand which strategy wins and in which cases, which books more meetings. We'll start by discussing three main strategies or campaign examples. First, no-brainer offers. So these are low friction messages built for volume and simplicity. Next, we'll look into Zeekeo's own AI-powered personalization. These are called dynamic messaging in the platform. And second, we'll look into. Sorry, someone's knocking in. Let me admit them as well. Second, we'll discuss hyper-personalization, research-driven messaging built for relevance. This is basically when you spend some time to research someone before reaching out to them. And lastly, we'll discuss campaign results. So I'll show you some live campaign examples from my own account and my colleagues' accounts. So let's discuss no-brainer offers first. What are these? Very typical. You probably have gotten quite a few of them yourself. So when crafting a message, you should make the value massively overweigh the price. You can use bonuses, guarantees, and extras to make saying no feel like leaving money on the table. You can offer a strong guarantee, money back, results-based, or keep everything style, so the prospect has nothing to lose. The more risk you absorb, the easier it is to say yes. And the offer should contain an urgent, painful, very specific problem. And you should target people who are likely actively trying to fix the said problem. The more accurate you are with the pain point, and the more accurate you are with the targeting, the less convincing you'd need to be. And the offer should be very easy, very agreeable, should be very easy to say yes to. For that, you got to remove any friction, clear pricing, simple next steps, limited availability or a date deadline optionally, and urgency and simplicity if possible. Now, I'll show you some campaign examples on one of the next steps, but let's discuss the second option. So hyper personalization. Before reaching out to someone, you got to decide what it is that you're researching, which I'll cover in the next 2 slides. You can personalize by someone's experience, role, or company context. You can leverage their LinkedIn content, aka their LinkedIn profile page, posts that they're sharing, posts that they're engaging with, or company news. 1 more second, please. Let me meet someone else. Now back to the slides. You can, basically, you can include anything that might feel relevant to the profile by analyzing their profile and their company page. Here's some more examples. You could research their roles and responsibilities. You could research their career background, LinkedIn activity, or as I said, company context. This could be hiring information, funding information, general company news articles. The third option we'll be covering today is AI-powered personalization with Zeekeo. So this could be done to a large degree, automatically through the platform. Now, we have a feature which I'll showcase in a minute, which allows you to automatically draft messages or craft messages to each individual profile using, and this will happen automatically, using their professional experience. Yes, of course, Jerry. The recording will be sent to you automatically right after the call. And Zeekeo's own AI personalization works by analyzing or reviewing their professional experience from their LinkedIn profile page, their current role and responsibilities, the career background, LinkedIn content and posts, any personal or professional insights available on their LinkedIn profile page, and also the company data, as I said. Now, back to some more, I wanted to make this more in-depth on the platform. And for that, I've prepared a few campaigns run by me and some of my colleagues. So these are 2 campaigns from my account, 2 campaigns from one colleague's account, and another 2 campaigns from another colleague's account. I'll start by sharing my Zeekeo account to show you the campaigns, the strategy I've used, the targeting, the messaging, and the results. Let's start by this one. It's a simple campaign to UK company owners, 11 to 50 of company size as per LinkedIn filters. And it's basically to executives, to owners. And the workflow is such. We view the profile, invite them to connect, like their post. If they do connect, here's the first message. We're sending, pleasure to connect, first name. I work with a lot of coaching and consulting firms, so always enjoy swapping notes. What has been the biggest unexpected challenge in scaling a company name so far? So this is an investigative question. We're trying to start a conversation. You could call these icebreakers or conversation starters. Essentially, this is the first message in this campaign. If they don't follow up, if they don't reply to me, I'd follow up with this note. And another nudge as a third step about 8 days later. And in case they did not accept the connection request at all within 14 days, I'll be sending them this email message. So this is campaign number 1 we're reviewing, and the acceptance rates for this campaign were 43%. The response rate overall was 6.5%, and the positive response rate was only 4.9%, or I got 3 positive responses from this campaign. Yeah, and it was not just due to the automated messages. So once someone replied, I or one of my colleagues who could be managing my account for me would log in and reply to the messages through the platform. Yeah, so these are the results. I'd say they're pretty good on the acceptance rate, but not as great in terms of the response rates or positive response rates. Now, campaign example number 2 is this. It's a free trial offer to tech leaders in Scotland. So first of all, the response rates and positive response rates, it's 15.6%, which is a lot better, and positive response rates is 13%. So this is an example of a low friction offer that is going out to them. The campaign structure is generally the same, except for the first message. It's selling a low something with an offer with a low requirement, low commitment, and it says, would you be open to filling your calendar with qualified decision makers for the first month for free? No strings attached. Just want to show you what the tool can do. Yeah, and this is the campaign that has generated 15.6% overall replies. Yeah. This is a free trial offer. So by comparison, an investigative question, I guess, trying to assess if they're having a specific problem versus offering them something that is very generally very easy to agree to. Yeah. And I'll move on to our agency account to review some of my colleagues' accounts and their campaigns. So this is Stefan. He's the head of customer success at Zeekeo and is running a few campaigns. Let me see which one new jobs, CEO, V2 DS step 1. V2. So this is the campaign I have on the slide. Apologies. His overall response rate for this campaign is 7.1%, but the positive response rate is 21%. Apologies, which is pretty good. Although the response rate in general isn't not high, the positive response rate is pretty good. And let's see what Stefan is doing in here. In this example, Stefan is using our own AI personalized messages. And we can preview the messages to show you some examples. So this is done by creating what we call a persona. The persona is essentially you, your service, your company, your product. It's essentially a prompt that is given to the AI as context. And the system would use this information to craft fully personalized messages to anyone on the list. It will account for their website and scan the website, account for the information there to understand what the company is doing. It will scan their LinkedIn page to see what the person is all about their role, responsibilities, career experience, etc. Posts they've made. Optionally, you can enable an option in the system to reference their most latest post. So, and the messages you'll see here are a variation of these. So here's how it goes. Hi, Tamar. You help founders stop doing everything and build reliable teams. And the Time Machine agency focuses on execution with project managers. If your pipeline needs some the same dependability, I could set a simple LinkedIn Plus email system that brings qualified calls the first month, free with a dedicated customer manager. Would you prefer trying the DIY month or having us run it for you? And another example, you run. So it's stating that Liz is running the embedded TI that the company she's associated with. Explains what kind of states what she's doing, and then comes up with an offer. So I didn't mention previously, so it tries to squeeze in your offer in the AI generated message. So it starts by usually congratulating them on an achievement or stating what it is that they do specifically, and then tries to squeeze your offer, your product into that message. And this is how it looks. It might look differently for you depending on what prompt you use and what initial data you use to in the persona to generate these messages, but they kind of follow the same philosophy. And for this type of campaign, and by the way, I understand that you might not trust the AI to do what it's supposed to do the first time, or want to have some oversight over it. Optionally, in every campaign, you can enable an option to review the messages before they're being sent out. So there's a few options when generating AI messages. First, you can reference their post. You can include intentional typos if you like. And thirdly, you can require an approval before sending. So if you don't trust the AI messages that will be sent out through your account, by all means, you can review, customize them, and send them manually. So all you'd have to do is review pre-generated messages. And we'll cover on one of the next steps when this is more applicable than not, this type of strategy. But overall, pretty good response rates and pretty good, especially pretty good positive response rates that Stefan has got. And let me check what is the third campaign that we're reviewing for him. New in jobs, SEO, new in jobs. Yeah, it's the first campaign on the line. So let's see what it's doing here. So this is an example of a templated campaign. So the same structure essentially. And then here's the first message. Hi, first name, thanks for connecting. I notice you have been in your current role for a bit and got got me curious about how you and your team are approaching growth at the moment. Do you use things like LinkedIn outreach, email, targeted calls to start a new client conversation, or are you taking a different approach? So this is more of a curious approach, trying to see if the prospect has the problem that we could then solve, and a few follow-ups within the campaign. And this one is doing probably even better for him, right? So the positive response rate, the response rate is 9.6%, and more importantly, the positive response rate is 96%, 32%, but 96 positive replies. Yeah. So as you can see, both options, both inquisitive and AI generated, AI customized, could be used quite successfully. And for the last example, I'll go to Richard's account. He's our COO, Richard Lloyd. And I've prepared a couple of campaigns on his account so we could review them. And I'll take a look with executive coaching and consulting, small teams. So these are the two campaigns I prepared. He's running some new campaigns at the moment. But let's see what Richard did in this particular example. So he's targeting small teams in coaching and consulting. And this starts with a statement. And it's referencing a company that we've helped in the past, with the 12 to 15 executive meetings per month. And he's asking, should he share more information? Yeah. So this is the approach for this campaign. So it's not research based, but it does have a reference or to a case study that we have. I believe it's also published on the website. Maybe not. But the reply rate, the overall reply rate is 13%, and 25% is the positive response rate. So analyzing the structure of this campaign, again, he's not asking for much. He's asking if he can share more information with the prospect. He's not trying to sell it on a first step. He's just trying to generate interest. And then after they reply, he'd take the conversation on manually. But it could also be done automatically through the AI by using customization, using the same persona to reply to incoming messages. But ideally, you take over the conversation manually. And here's the second example. Let's review it together. This one has 17.5% reply rate. And same style message. And his ask is really small. He's inquiring if he could show how it's done. Yeah. And this one has generated a reply rate of 17.5% and a 20% positive response rate, which in this case isn't a lot of unique replies, but overall it's 4 positive responses in this campaign. Yeah. So these were the examples I wanted to share with you today. And now just to sum up, and we'll get to any questions you might have. Where could you use no-brainer offers in easy low ask type of messaging, and where you could use hyper personalization or AI personalization? Now, for no-brainer offers, it's for when you're selling to a large homogeneous audience. I'm sorry, I'll switch to this tab. For no-brainer offers are applicable to when you're selling to a large homogeneous audience. If your prospects share the same core pain point and desired outcome. A compelling offer does the heavy lifting at scale. Personalization adds little when everyone wants the same thing. Yeah. When the price point is, so when is this applicable? When your offer's price point is low to mid-range. At lower price points, buyers make faster, more emotional decisions. A no-brainer offer triggers that impulse and effectively, whereas a personalized approach adds unnecessary friction and cost to the sales process. When running paid traffic or cold outreach at volume, ads, email, email blasts and mass outreach don't allow for personalization. By nature, a no-brainer offer is designed to convert strangers quickly, making it the right tool when you need efficiency and scale over relationship building. And when you need a predictable, repeatable revenue, a strong offer can be systematized, tested, and optimized. So you could have basically templated messages for this. And when to use hyper-personalization. When selling high ticket or enterprise deals. The higher the price, the more trust and relationship building is required before a purchase. Hyper-personalized outreach signals that you've done signals that you've done your outreach, done your homework, and understand the prospect's specific situation. When your prospects pool is small, because remember, you'd have to spend time on the customization and the personalization. It's one question when it's done through the AI, but in a lot of cases, you'd still have to do some things manually. If you're targeting, say, a list of 50 to 100 prospects, and templated outreach would feel very generic and lazy when reaching out to such people. Personal that you've sorry, I might need to let someone else in. It's others, Kevin. Personalization shows that you've selected them deliberately, making it far more likely to earn a response or a meeting. When the buying decision involves multiple stakeholders. In B2B complex sales, whereas several people need to sign off, personalized messages help you to speak directly to each stakeholder's unique concerns, objections, and priorities. And lastly, when you're in a crowded and commoditized market, if competitors are blasting the same, which to be fair is going on today in a lot of industries, are blasting the same offers to the same audience, because anyone could use no-brainer offers, right? Well, maybe perhaps not everyone, but a lot of people could do it, but not a lot of people could invest as much time and effort into the hyper personalization. And reference in a prospect, a specific business, recent activity, or unique challenge cuts through the noise and makes your outreach feel human and in a sea of automation. Although this could be automated to a degree, as we saw from the previous examples. And now, lastly, any questions for me, please?
Yes, I might have one. First of all, Edgar, thank you so much for the quick presentation. I hope you can hear me. I'm currently on the train, so
yes, thank you.
Yes, great new opportunities, I think, that you presented. One thing that occurs in our outreach is that people have their profiles as default as an English profile, but then their mother tongue is a different language. So would this be accounted for in the hyper-personalization, or is that something that will be tackled as still an English profile and then they receive an English message?
That's a great question. Personally, I haven't been reaching out to non-English, I guess, markets. But that's a great question, and I'll bring it up with our team and see what the answer is to that. I believe if your prompt is in a foreign language, it will craft everything in a foreign language. I'm not sure if we have that ability to reference something, reference or write into two different languages at the same time. I'm not sure if that's the case. That's a great question. I'll have to clarify it for you. But well, I will, and I'll get back to you personally.
Awesome, thank you. And I mean, if you're telling me we can prompt the personalization also in German in our case, for example, and then the personalization would be in German regardless, then it would be on our hands to qualify the leads to make sure that they're all German regardless of their profile being in English.
The messages, if you craft your persona in German, I believe all messages should be going out in German.
Okay.
Yeah, and you could easily test this in the preview mode. So you could create a persona, upload the audience, and then generate AI messages. Let me share that with you. So in any campaign, let's go back. I think Stefan had an AI campaign, so we can look into that. I don't believe I have one active at the moment, but I think no. Sorry, this is not the one. This should be the one that has got yes. And in the AI control center under dynamic messages, well, first of all, it will depend on the persona that you've created, and this one is called simply worded, or it is not using a lot of information in the persona, and we can check out also the persona. And these are his this is his custom prompt. Always say hi, maximum 70 words, make it about their problem, make it resonate. Don't start sentences I love or any other praise. So it is basically disabling that on a default level, because I think it usually says that if you don't mention this. Now, also, whatever you find on their website and profile, make it relevant to the message, right? Because it knows the system is going to check the website and the LinkedIn page, and wants to make sure whatever information he's sharing is relevant to that particular message. Because sometimes you might reach out to someone and he might have a random post on I don't know, quantum physics, but you're reaching out to him in a more business capacity. So referencing his quantum physics post might not be as relevant to the outreach as a post about business operations itself. So this is what it is. Okay. Very good from Stefan. I mean, I very much like his train of thoughts. Make it human. Whatever you find of their website and profiles, make it relevant to the message. Simplify if their wording is too complex. Make it your own. Don't start with Stefan here, or I'm Stefan. Act as a professional copywriter, or make sure it makes sense what you're saying. So this is to simplify the language, because sometimes AI could be it can sound a little AI, right? So this is to make it more human. Make it flow smooth between them, and what you offer. Explain option, free month. Yeah. So here, if the prompt and if the initial persona and the prompt are in German, and you could perhaps try to clarify it specifically. If they have a post in German, I think this should work. Looking at this at the moment, if you specify it in your custom instruction, let's say reply in German if the profile's post is in German, and in English if it's in English. Or you can write it down, whatever you'd like it to do exactly. I'd also enable the require approval before sending option, so you could see how the messages looks for each how each message looks for each example, and you can have more confidence in the system. But in this case, I wanted to clarify that Stefan does not have that option enabled, and it's probably one of his best performing campaigns so far.
Okay, no, makes total sense. Thanks for showing me this. And maybe, I'm not sure if I missed this in the beginning, but can you also stack dynamic messaging on top of each other? So for this campaign, for example, the first message, follow-up message, is a dynamic message, so hyper-personalized, but then the next one is a standard template. Would it be possible to do more after another?
You can do more. I think currently I'd recommend using it as a first step. We have an upcoming update, and you could perhaps say this in mention it in a prompt, but we should have an update that makes this more customizable per step. Perhaps an individual instruction per step would be available. But apologies. But in the meantime, you can use the custom prompts to affect the say step 2 or step 3. Yeah.
Okay.
It could be included in the instructions. I think ideally this is relevant as an opening message, because over time you might run out of relevant things to say, and they wouldn't sound as good. Yeah, and the rest of the messages in this case, it's not just a notch. It is kind of, but it's longer than not, and probably the final one. Well, it's still personalized. Yeah, it's still personalized. Although it could be a simple nudge as well. I think they work probably equally well. It's the idea of the follow-ups is to stay on top of their inbox, or to try to sell them at a different perspective, try to cover a different pain point, perhaps.
Sure.
Or just to nudge them to look into the message you've sent without being, I guess, excessively spammy.
Yeah, no, most definitely. One last question, maybe. Is this also available for invites or just messaging for now?
Yes, it should be available for all messaging steps. Although I probably wouldn't recommend it using for invites. And I'll show you how to enable it. So under here, sorry, it's I'm in the wrong campaign. This is the one. But how's it enabled? And here you could no, actually we don't have it for invites. We don't have it for invites. Although let me try something else. I think if we enable a template here, LinkedIn invite, demo. Okay, that's weird. Let's say click edit, and let's call it hi, save and overwrite, save as a duplicate, and he's got a lot of test stuff going on here. Let's see. Sorry. Let's say. Thank you. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Let's save as a duplicate. I just wanted to have a template on here. Like anything should work. Apologies, I'm distracted. Okay, if I save this now under here, no, it doesn't. Now I'm afraid it's not available for invites, but I wouldn't consider this as a problem because invites are generally limited by, I think we allow for 275 characters. To be used. And I don't think it would be as effective as an invitation, to be honest. The AI generated message.
Okay, understood. But it would be available for in-mails that I saw. So
yes, emails and sequences for sure.
All right. Well, thank you for the presentation. Really helpful.
Thank you for joining and for the great questions.
Of course.
Hey, any other questions for me, please? Okay, then.
Not from my side.
Everyone, thank you for joining. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and please stay in touch. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a good day. Bye.
You as well. Bye-bye.